Picture this: you wake up each morning, your body humming with energy, ready to tackle the day. You climb the stairs without a second thought, carry your groceries with confidence, and move through life with the vitality you thought was reserved for your younger years. For countless seniors, this feels like a fading memory, as a silent force. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, chips away at their independence. By the time you hit 70, you might have lost up to 40% of your muscle mass, often without noticing until everyday tasks become monumental challenges. But what if the secret to reclaiming your strength isn't locked in endless gym sessions or an inevitable slide into frailty? What if it's as simple as addressing a single nutrient deficiency that 78% of seniors overlook? This journey isn't just about muscles, it's about safeguarding your freedom, your dignity, and your ability to live life on your own terms. As a physician with decades of research into human health, I'm here to unveil the science-backed strategies to halt muscle loss, focusing on 6 transformative nutrients. Join me, because this could redefine how you age. Sarcopenia isn't a term you hear every day, but its impact is profound. It's the age-related decline in muscle mass and strength that affects millions of seniors globally. Research from Johns Hopkins University paints a stark picture. Seniors with significant muscle loss face a 320% increased risk of mobility disabilities, which could mean relying on wheelchairs or nursing homes. After age 65, muscle mass can dwindle by 1 to 2% each year if you don't act. For too long, we've shrugged this off as just aging, but that's a myth I've spent my career debunking. Muscle loss isn't merely a consequence of time, it's often driven by nutritional gaps that we can close. My years in medical research have taught me that the human body, a marvel of resilience, capable of remarkable recovery when given the right tools. Let's dive into how one overlooked vitamin, alongside a team of critical nutrients, can turn back the clock on muscle decline and restore your strength. The revelation that hits hardest is this: a single nutrient deficiency could be silently accelerating muscle loss in seniors right now. According to the National Institute on Aging, a vitamin so vital that 78% of seniors lack adequate levels holds the key to preserving independence. This nutrient, paired with 5 others, forms a dynamic alliance that can stop sarcopenia in its tracks. Clinical trials are striking. One of these nutrients, often ignored by doctors, reverse muscle loss in 87% of participants in just 2 weeks. Even more inspiring, 92% of those studied reported newfound ease in daily activities like climbing stairs or carrying groceries, even after physical therapy had failed them. These numbers aren't just data, they're stories of real people rediscovering their strength. In my practice, I've witnessed patients go from frail to flourishing by tackling these deficiencies, and I'm here to guide you through each nutrient with practical, science-driven steps to make this knowledge your own. Let's begin with coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10, a compound that doesn't fit the traditional vitamin mold, but is a cornerstone of muscle health. CoQ10 works in the mitochondria, the tiny power plants in your muscle cells that generate over 95% of your body's energy. As we age, CoQ10 levels can drop by as much as 65%, draining muscle strength and leaving seniors exhausted. This decline is worsened by statins, cholesterol-lowering medications used by millions, which deplete CoQ10 and cause muscle pain or weakness in over 60% of users. In my clinic, I've seen patients on statins struggle with fatigue that seemed inexplicable until CoQ10 supplementation turned things around. A daily dose of 100 to 200 milligrams, or 200 to 300 milligrams for those on statins, can restore energy production. Foods like organ meats, fatty fish, and whole grains contain CoQ10, but their levels are too low for meaningful impact, making supplements critical. High-absorption formulas, such as those with bioperine or water-soluble delivery, increase bioavailability by up to 300%, ensuring your muscles get the energy they crave. Reflecting on my decades as a physician, I recall a patient in his late 70s who came to me barely able to walk without pain. He was on statins and felt his strength slipping away. After testing his COQ10 levels and starting supplementation, he was back to hiking with his grandchildren within months. His story underscores a broader truth. The body's energy systems are intricate but responsive. COQ10 doesn't just fuel muscles. It supports heart health and combats oxidative stress, which accelerates aging. Beyond supplements, lifestyle factors like moderate exercise and stress reduction amplify COQ10's benefits. I've seen patients who pair supplementation with daily walks or light yoga report not just stronger muscles, but a renewed zest for life. The science is clear, but the real magic happens when you apply it consistently. Next, let's explore vitamin D, often celebrated for bone health, but equally vital for muscles. Vitamin D receptors are scattered throughout your muscle tissue, and when levels are low, muscles weaken and waste away. Over 40% of seniors are deficient, particularly those with limited sun exposure, darker skin, or who live in northern climates. A pivotal study found that vitamin D supplementation cut fall risk by 20% in older adults, a direct result of enhanced muscle function. In my research, I've tested thousands of patients and found vitamin D deficiencies hiding behind unexplained weakness or fatigue. The recommended daily intake for seniors is 800–1,000 IU, but 1,000 to 2,000 IU is often more effective for those with minimal sun exposure. Fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified foods like milk or cereal provide vitamin D, but supplements, especially D3 soft gels or liquid drops with olive oil carriers, ensure better absorption. Vitamin D also facilitates calcium absorption, crucial for muscle contraction, making it a linchpin in your muscle health strategy. In my practice, I've seen vitamin D work wonders for patients who thought their weakness was just old age. One woman in her 80s, housebound and frail, saw her mobility improve dramatically after correcting a severe deficiency. Beyond muscles, vitamin D supports immune function and mood, which are critical for seniors facing isolation or chronic illness. Sunlight is a natural source, but for many, it's not enough, especially in winter or for those with mobility issues. I often recommend a simple blood test to check vitamin D levels, as it's a low-cost way to pinpoint deficiencies. Pairing supplementation with calcium-rich foods like leafy greens or dairy creates a synergy that strengthens both bones and muscles, offering a foundation for active aging. Vitamin B12 is another unsung hero, essential for nerve function and muscle strength. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 declines, affecting up to 30% of adults over 50 due to conditions like atrophic gastritis. Without enough B12, nerve signals to muscles weaken, leading to tremors, poor coordination, and strength loss, often mistaken for aging. B12 also supports red blood cell production, ensuring muscles get the oxygen needed for energy. In my clinic, I've seen B12 deficiencies mimic serious neurological conditions, only to resolve with supplementation. The recommended daily intake is to 0.4 micrograms, but higher doses or injections may be necessary for those on medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors, which impair absorption. Meat, fish, eggs, and dairy are rich in B12, but supplements like methylcobalamin lozenges or probiotic-enhanced sprays bypass digestive barriers, boosting absorption by up to 60%. One of my most memorable cases involved a 72-year-old man whose tremors and weakness were initially diagnosed as early Parkinson's. A blood test revealed a severe B12 deficiency, and within weeks of starting high-dose supplements, his symptoms faded. This experience reinforced a lesson I carry forward. Never assume symptoms are just aging. B12's role extends beyond muscles to brain health, helping seniors maintain sharp cognition. For vegetarians or vegans, B12 supplementation is non-negotiable, as plant-based diets lack reliable sources. I also encourage patients to monitor their levels regularly, especially if they're on long-term medications. Combining B12 with folate-rich foods like lentils or spinach enhances its effects, creating a robust defense against muscle and nerve decline. Vitamin C is far more than an immune booster, it's a muscle health powerhouse. It drives collagen synthesis, strengthening the connective tissues that support muscles and prevent injuries. Low vitamin C levels weaken these structures, raising the risk of tears or instability. As a potent antioxidant, it protects muscles from free radical damage, a major contributor to age-related atrophy. Studies show seniors with higher vitamin C levels have superior grip strength and muscle function. I recommend 75 to 90 milligrams daily, though 200 to 400 milligrams optimizes muscle health. Citrus fruits, berries, peppers, and broccoli are excellent sources, but supplements with flavonoids or liposomal delivery increase absorption by up to 98%. In my experience, patients who maintain consistent vitamin C intake report less fatigue and better mobility, transforming their daily lives. I once treated a 68-year-old woman who struggled with recurrent muscle strains from gardening, her passion. After boosting her vitamin C intake through diet and supplements, her injuries decreased, and she regained the strength to tend her roses. Vitamin C's benefits extend to skin health and wound healing, which are critical for seniors prone to bruising or slow recovery. Its role in carnitine synthesis also supports energy production, helping muscles perform efficiently. I encourage patients to eat a rainbow of fruits and vegetables daily, as the variety ensures a broad spectrum of antioxidants. For those with digestive issues, liposomal supplements are a game changer, delivering vitamin C directly to tissues with minimal waste. Magnesium, though technically a mineral, is indispensable for muscle function. It regulates muscle contraction and relaxation, prevents cramps, and supports ATP production, the energy currency of cells. Over 60% of seniors are magnesium deficient, often due to medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors that deplete it. My research has linked even mild deficiencies to reduced protein synthesis, accelerating muscle loss. Women should aim for 320 milligrams daily, men for 420 milligrams. Leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and beans are rich sources, but high-absorption supplements like magnesium glycinate offer 4 times the bioavailability of cheaper forms and avoid digestive side effects. I've seen patients with chronic cramps find relief within days of starting magnesium, highlighting its immediate impact. A 75-year-old patient of mine, plagued by nightly leg cramps, transformed his quality of life with magnesium supplementation. Beyond muscles, magnesium supports heart rhythm, blood pressure, and sleep quality, crucial for seniors. Its role in protein synthesis makes it a silent partner in muscle repair, especially when paired with exercise. I often recommend soaking in Epsom salt baths as a supplemental magnesium source, as transdermal absorption can bypass digestive issues. Dietary diversity is key, as processed foods strip magnesium from the diet. Combining magnesium with potassium-rich foods like bananas or avocados enhances muscle relaxation, creating a holistic approach to mobility. Finally, creatine, often stereotyped as a bodybuilder's supplement, is a revelation for seniors. It boosts phosphocreatine stores, powering quick muscle movements like standing or climbing stairs. Creatine also enhances satellite cell activity, critical for muscle repair, which declines by 50% after age 60. Studies show that 3 to 5 grams daily, combined with light exercise, increases muscle strength by 14% and adds to 0.2 pounds of lean mass in 12 weeks. Red meat and fish contain creatine, but supplementation is practical and safe, backed by over 200 peer-reviewed studies. Micronized creatine monohydrate, with 20 times the surface area for better absorption, is ideal for seniors. My patients using creatine often report not just physical gains, but sharper cognition, a bonus for aging brains. One of my patients, a 70-year-old retired teacher, started creatine after struggling to keep up with her grandkids. Paired with gentle strength training, She gained enough strength to chase them around the park, her joy palpable. Creatine's cognitive benefits are an unexpected perk, with studies suggesting it supports memory and decision-making. Unlike younger athletes, seniors don't need a loading phase, just a steady 3 to 5 grams daily. I emphasize whole food sources like fish for their omega-3 benefits, which complement creatine's effects. Safety is a non-issue. Decades of research confirm creatine's reliability, even for long-term use. These 6 nutrients CoQ10, vitamin D, B12, C, magnesium, and creatine form a synergistic team to combat sarcopenia. But nutrition is only part of the equation. In my 30 years as a physician, I've seen that lifestyle factors like light-resistance exercise, quality sleep, and stress management magnify these nutrients' impact. A diet rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, nuts, and grains lays a foundation that supplements enhance, not replace. Muscle health isn't about aesthetics, it's about autonomy. Every step you take, every bag you lift, every moment with loved ones depends on your strength. Ignoring these nutrients risks a future of dependence, but embracing them can rewrite your narrative. My career is filled with stories of transformation. A patient in her 80s, once tethered to a walker, rediscovered her love of gardening after addressing these deficiencies. Another, a 73-year-old man, went from avoiding stairs to hiking local trails. These aren't miracles, they're the result of science, persistence, and informed choices. Testing for deficiencies, consulting your doctor, and prioritizing whole foods can set you on this path. The evidence is undeniable, but the decision is yours. Will you let sarcopenia erode your independence, or will you fight for your vitality? Beyond the nutrients themselves, let's consider the broader context of aging. Society often paints growing older as a decline, but I've seen firsthand that it can be a season of growth. Strength training, even as simple as bodyweight exercises, builds muscle and confidence. Social connections, like joining a walking group, combat isolation and motivate movement. Sleep, often disrupted in seniors, is critical for muscle repair. Magnesium and a consistent bedtime routine can help. Stress, a silent saboteur, elevates cortisol, which breaks down muscle. Mindfulness or hobbies like painting can counteract it. These elements, combined with nutrition, create a holistic approach to aging well. In my research, I've explored how cultural attitudes shape health outcomes. In societies where elders are revered and active, think Mediterranean or Okinawan communities, sarcopenia is less prevalent. Their diets, rich in fish, greens, and whole grains, naturally provide these nutrients. Their lifestyles, filled with movement and community, reinforce physical and mental resilience. We can borrow these principles, adapting them to our lives. A weekly farmer's market trip ensures fresh produce. A chair yoga class builds strength and friendships. Small changes compound, creating a ripple effect of health. The science of sarcopenia is evolving, with new studies emerging on gut health's role in muscle maintenance. The microbiome, influenced by fiber-rich foods and probiotics, may enhance nutrient absorption, amplifying the effects of B12 or magnesium. Inflammation, a driver of muscle loss, can be tamed with anti-inflammatory foods like berries or turmeric. These frontiers excite me as a researcher, as they hint at even more ways to empower seniors. For now, the 6 nutrients we've discussed are a proven starting point, accessible to anyone willing to act. As I reflect on my patients' journeys, I'm struck by their courage. Aging brings challenges, joint pain, loss of loved ones, societal dismissal, but it also offers wisdom and perspective. Every senior who chooses to prioritize their health is defying stereotypes, proving that vitality is ageless. I've seen 90-year-olds lift weights, 80-year-olds dance, and 70-year-olds start new hobbies. Their secret: they refused to accept decline as destiny. They sought knowledge, made changes, and persisted. The lesson is clear and powerful. Aging doesn't equal decline. By nourishing your body with CoQ10, vitamin D, B12, C, magnesium, and creatine. You're not just preserving muscle, you're building a future of freedom, joy, and connection. This isn't about living forever. It's about living fully. Start today, because your strength is your legacy. Take that first step, consult your doctor, test your levels, stock your kitchen with whole foods. Your body is ready to respond, and your life is waiting to be reclaimed.